There's only one voice of Townview.
This is Scissor.
What's up? This is The Weeknd.
I'm Travis Scott.
This is Drizzy.
Trust me, at the top it isn't lonely.
It's power, fire never goes out.
Yeah, still going bad on you anyway.
24/7. I am Alum.
Burn it down.
KSBM Radio.
Welcome, Townview. We have a special guest, the HR department. We have the wait. Okay, whole thing messed up. You want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. So Jakeim Jackson-Bell here, School of Business and Management, BMC alum. Jakeim Jackson-Bell, like I said, graduated from Townview 2010, where I kind of began learning about human resources, where I am today, where I currently serve as the Diversity, Equity, Inclusion Manager for the reigning NBA champions, Milwaukee Bucks.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
I'm not gonna lie, the first thing I noticed when you said is BMC. Like,
BMC.
Man, we go by Sbm now. So it's just really weird because I remember, when you go through the pamphlets and everything, it's called BMC.
Oh, yeah.
Like the really old pamphlets. But now it's SBM, so it's just crazy seeing that time difference.
Yeah, it's an honor being here and just like how the department and school has grown over the years. Even like it's an honor to be here with you all, being able to, share my experience, my story, give some advice. So I wouldn't, as we were just kind of discussing prior to this, team, ramping up for the playoffs, things are getting pretty serious. So I'm here on vacation, but I, wouldn't want to be anywhere else in the world but here at Townview.
Oh, yeah.
I think I speak for everyone. It's an honor to have you.
It is.
Y'all the superstars.
So before we get into the questions, are you ready? Are you excited for the playoffs?
I'm super excited. We're on a 6-game winning streak. Just followed up All-Star break. Chris Middleton, Giannis was a part of. We had 2 All-Stars, which I think we have more than that. We have Bobby Portis, we have Drew Holiday. Brooke has started some on the court practice now, so we're looking to get him back. Nice. We had some new additions with Javon Carter. Brought on DeAndre Bembry as well. So some good additions. Now we're about to make that playoff run to go back to back. So like I said, I'm super excited. We're number 2 in the East, and playoffs start here the 3rd week of April with the play-in tournament, which we will not be a part of. It'll be that 7 through 10 teams in the East and the West competing for those last spots. So we'll have time to practice, but I think we can go back to back.
Oh yeah.
For sure. So you want to open up with the questions?
All right. Well, I'm a little bit curious. What was your Townview experience like? Because I know we're here now, and we're in Townview, but we weren't there 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Right. So what was your Townview experience like?
My Townview experience was amazing. Like I always had the entrepreneur mindset and knew I wanted to do business. So I went to Oliver Wendell Holmes, middle school. So going through that process, I knew, being an athlete, I played basketball, football, baseball in high school and middle school and growing up. But I knew, my dream was to play in the NBA, but I knew in order to take my academics seriously and get, a better curriculum versus than a lot of the other high schools, that I had to, take myself serious and go to Townview. But my experience here, I started learning about human resources here and just business in general and how to be a true professional, which really transitioned over a smooth transition to college and, working in corporate as well and being an entrepreneur. But I can honestly say that I'm nothing without, my teachers here from Townview. With their support, I wouldn't be where I am today.
Yeah, thank you.
How has Townview prepared you to be where you are today?
I would say just how to be a true business professional, how to show up, how to deliver presentations, how to really work with people on how to manage a budget. How do we handle enhancing your conflict resolution skills. It may be hard working with a fellow classmate, or there may be deadlines for a project. Understanding who I need to work with. allocating expenses and putting people in, delegating different tasks, being in leadership roles. I was a part of X Factor that we operated just as a company in a sense of getting things done. So a lot of that experience has helped me, be the professional I am today and be able to, I had a smooth transition from Townview to undergrad to graduate school. Just the curriculum and just the way we operate.
So going on, what college did you attend to, and how did that college prepare you for your career?
Yeah, so it's kind of funny. Two of my other best friends here at Townview, one was also in business, the other was in law at the time, and we all got accepted into some of the same schools. And I know it's kind of crazy, so we put all of the schools in like a bowl and kind of, kind of done it like that. And then I was like, okay, whatever I select, that's what school we going to. And I put my hand in and selected University of Texas at San Antonio, UTSA. And I hadn't even been to San Antonio before, but I was like, hey, I guess we're going to UTSA. But it's amazing. I ended up majoring in HR management because that was my interest in high school here at Townview. And from there, at that time, we didn't even have a football team at UTSA. The football team was there, but they wasn't playing. So they technically, 2011 was when the season first kicked off. So kind of fast forward and now, and like our school is tier 1. Mm-hmm. Our football team was ranked in between that top 23 to 25 range in the country over last season. So the school has grown. I'm a huge fan of San Antonio. You have the San Antonio Spurs there as well, mm-hmm. Which I got a lot of hands-on experience seeing like as a franchise and winning a championship there and really getting my juices flowing in what I do now.
Yeah, that's fire. Yeah. Well, we know there's a lot of entryways and a lot of jobs within NBA, but how did you become a HR in the NBA?
Yeah, there's a lot of, like I said, it dated back to my time here at Townview where I had opportunity to learn about human resources and the different moving parts. For one, I'm like, man, how do I pick a department, a job, or a career that I will always be employed? And human resources is one of those kind of things where it's the heartbeat of every organization. How people are getting, paid, their benefits, when they have issues, who are they coming to? Human resources department or employee engagement. People have to have fun at work. You can't, you have to have an environment where it's more so like work hard, play hard kind of things. And we do a lot of playing and the sports and entertainment, which I love. You go work hard, but you gonna have a lot of fun. Employees being trained. You got to go through human resources. Even like compliance. Keeping up with all of the records and the files. That's all human resources. And then you have the learning and development piece. Like as an employee, when you come on, it's important that we bring on the talent, but how are we helping you grow as well? Like where do you see yourself now in 2 years, 3 years, 5 years? How are we providing you the essential tools in order to be successful at the particular organization? So started learning about all of those things here at Townview, and I knew, like I say, okay, at this point, I know I'm not getting drafted. So now I have to start looking at the other different moving parts on what I like doing. So I really love business and human resources and also marketing. So I do a lot of marketing with the NBA too as well. So I'm like, how can I bridge like what I'm passionate and love doing in the NBA? So I started with the Atlanta Hawks. They had a HR position open. I started there as a people and culture specialist for 2 years. Being able to help onboard, our team members, including like the players, and being able, to training and development, onboarding, offboarding, employee engagement, a lot of the trainings, and a lot of just coordinating a lot of events, internal events, and working closely with community partners as well. And the rest has been history since then.
Oh, nice. So I noticed that, you mentioned Atlanta and Texas and Milwaukee. So how's like the travel experience when you go to all these different places?
Man, it's amazing because I'm a true believer in, like, you know, you have to put yourself in uncomfortable situations in order to grow. So I'm like, man, I really, you know, a kid from Dallas, like, I'm going to Atlanta, I don't really know anyone, but I heard a lot of great things. You know what I mean? So at that time, you know, a lot of great food, great, you know, you have a great culture there in Atlanta. So it was great there, but I'm always looking for, like, okay, how can I put myself in another, you know, uncomfortable position? And, you know, going to Milwaukee, it's like, man, I don't know much about Milwaukee. I've never been to Milwaukee. So going there, I mean, another city with great food, you know, great scenery. Didn't really know anyone, but now I've been there a year now, and it's just been an amazing year, including, you know, the winning of the championship, but more so like the outpour of support from the community, our owners, our, you know, team president, of doing, you know, great things. So it's been uncomfortable, but I've grown in every city. I've learned something new about myself, and I think, like, that's the greatest thing, putting yourself in positions where you want to grow and learn more new things about yourself.
Yeah, of course.
How did you get introduced to be the HR of the Atlanta for Atlanta?
Like I said, man, it's all about, like, whatever you're working on currently now, like, go above and beyond, give it 200%, you know, because at the end of the day, a lot of these opportunities, you're competing with people globally for these same type of opportunities. Like, what are you going to do to stand out? So for that particular opportunity, like, you know, everybody wants to work in sports and entertainment. And I reached out literally to everyone in their HR department. I sent a cover letter, my resume. I had like two or three recommendation letters as well, because you can think you're great at what you do, but it's all about, like, your character and what, like, people who have worked with you say about you as well. So I had that to support it, and literally I didn't get no response back but from, like, one person, and that's really all you need. You know, people can tell you no, there's going to be obstacles, you know, you're going to have rejection, but it's like, really all I need is one yes. Or you can knock at 10 doors, all I need is one door to open. So that one person actually responded back to me, and said that she liked my resume, and I started interviewing. You know, I'm like, man, okay, now step one, somebody said yes. Step two, I have the interview. And I had like 3 or 4 interviews, but with those interviews, I really, like, killed every interview of what I can bring to the table on what they were currently not doing and what I can come in and do. And the rest was history. I was able to be relocated from Dallas to Atlanta, and that has, like, opened up so many other doors just based off of that one opportunity.
Yeah. So as an HR, what was the overall experience of getting to and winning an NBA championship?
Man, it's all about, of course, you have the players that have, everybody has to do their job. You know, the players are job is to play and win on the court, you know, and my job of working in the front office is to support, you know, our team members, including the players, on, you know, what are we doing from a diversity and inclusion standpoint, you know, who are we connecting with in the community, and it's my job is overseeing recruitment and hiring, of getting in the right talent, helping that talent grow, you know, helping people feel valued, and really creating that inclusive and welcoming environment in general. So all of those factors outside of the court, it motivates the players. You know, how are we connecting with the community from a marketing standpoint to come out? Because at the end of the day, I mean, you can talk to a lot of the players, you know, when the teams were in the bubble with no fans in the arena, and now, you know, you getting, you know, 20,000 fans in the building. And I mean, in Milwaukee, it's set up a little different. We have what we call a Deer District, and I mean, you have hundreds of thousands of people. I mean, you probably seen it on TV, so like that that motivates the players. Yeah.
So another thing, why do you choose to be a diversity, equity, and inclusion manager?
I think it's super important, you know, like being a person of color. And that's one of the things that I do with building the right talent pipelines, you know, providing more job opportunities and exposure to the youth, you know, because oftentimes a lot of people see the Giannis shooting, you know, you see the LeBron dunking. So a lot of people don't know that, man, there's a ton of moving parts outside of what you see on the court or the field in sports. You know, working closely with the youth, you know, providing more opportunities for women, you know, for Milwaukee Bucks during this first year, We had 94 full-time new hires. 57% of those new hires were women because it's typically a male-dominant sport. So that's one of the things on my list of being able to provide more job opportunities for women, veterans, individuals with disabilities as well. And more than anything, like I say, people of color, because oftentimes you see a lot of people of color on the court, but you don't necessarily see a lot of people of color in the front office.
Yeah. So we noticed you as an HR manager, what are some of your day-to-day tasks like?
It starts with recruiting, really seeing what open positions that we have, interviewing people. I interview a lot of people from entry level to executive roles to part-time roles. It may be, our community partners that may be like a round table I need to put together. Like right now I have a project that I'm working on of putting together a round table. There's an organization called Black Latino Male Achievement. So I want to work closely with the Black and African American and Hispanic Latino students and get them more exposure to leaders that look like themselves. Recently came off an event with the inaugural HBCU night because there's no historic black colleges and universities in Wisconsin. So I thought it was important as we raise more awareness around that. We had a huge turnout for that last 2 weeks ago. But yeah, working on a lot of projects, working with a lot of departments, working with a lot of the executive leaders, seeing what the business needs are, and being able to fulfill those.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
How's the relationship with the actual NBA players?
I think it's pretty good because when you talk about diversity, equity, and inclusion, a lot of the players are on board with that. So to be the first person at the Milwaukee Bucks to hold this role and really lead this for our entire organization, we do that through a lot of the programming. And we have 3 employee resource groups right now. One is called Women's Initiative Network that supports our women team members. We have Pride Alliance that supports our LGBTQ plus team members, and then we have Black that stands for Black Leaders and Advocates Creating Change. Then we also have a Latinx group as well, but we want to continue adding more employee resource groups. So with these employee resource groups, it gives team members the opportunity to network and also just learn about people that they work with as well. So through these employee resource groups, we drive a lot of our programming and initiatives internally through this, but also connecting with the community as well.
So we noticed that in between the Hawks and the Bucks, you weren't in the NBA. How was that experience like, going outside of a workplace, outside of the NBA?
Man, it was it in a sense it was satisfying as well, but I knew what my true passion was. That's why I always say it's great to get a lot of experience and work in these different industries to see what you like and don't like. So I had the opportunity to work in tech at Samsung in Plano, Texas in HR. I worked at Parkland Hospital here in Dallas. So just those 2 industries in between that I, really great experience, but I'm like, man, I have to make a move back to the sports and entertainment, because I can wake up and really, really enjoy what I do every day. And just being a natural person, I'm a fan of the NBA. I had to get back, but for the right opportunity. And I feel like this opportunity was definitely carved out for me.
So after the Hawks, of course you wanted to go back to sports and entertainment, but did you expect to go back to the NBA?
Yeah, like I said, man, it starts with you. You look in the mirror and tell yourself, if you don't believe in yourself, nobody else will. Yeah. So when I left the NBA, I already knew I was coming back because I had built that network. I had done a great job at the Atlanta Hawks. So I say, I'll be back, for the right opportunity. And that right opportunity came 2 years later. And now I'm here, NBA champion, hopefully getting ready to go back and win another ring.
Yeah, there's a really big chance that can happen. Really big chance that can happen.
So now, last question: is there anything you would like to give us, any tips or advice? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Man, like I say, y'all are doing an amazing job here. There's opportunities to work in the NBA, whether it's broadcasting for the actual team, or it's a ESPN, or it's NBA TV. I can see y'all doing that. I'm not necessarily sure, but I can see you all doing that. But it starts here. What you're doing now, I was doing human resources at Townview, studying about now. Fast forward 10, 12 years later, I'm doing the same thing. So I say, like, know what you want to do, you know, and just keep knocking. Like I said, it's going to be a ton of obstacles. It's going to be, you know, your career is going to be a roller coaster. Like, keep knocking. Like, know what you want to do, because there's opportunities for you. And you have to go above and beyond. So when you get these types of opportunities, you have to seize the moment. And more so, like, you know, you got to stay motivated as well. Like, a lot of the teachers here and your parents and your family, they're gonna support you, and sometimes you know, you may not get the true support that you're looking for. Like, you have to support yourself. Like, pat yourself on the back, congratulate yourself, because at the end of the day, you're gonna be the one putting in the work. So even if you're not, you know, have a ton of people rooting for you, it starts with you. Root for yourself. Go after those opportunities. It's out there. Like, you know, you are your own brand. Like, let people know what you're doing. You know, like, still be humble, but also carry yourself with a sense of confidence of, like, let people know, like, I'm here. I want to deliver quality work, and the rest will fall into place.
Nice. I guess I just have, like, one last personal question. But, you know, I've been looking into HR myself, you know, as I've explored majors and careers. So what's your favorite part about being in HR?
Well, it's like, even though I work in that's an amazing question. Even though I work in human resources, like, I'm a creative, like, marketing person too. Like, I love to draw, like, I love graphic design. I just love, like, marketing in general, which, like, I manage our LinkedIn page for the company, working closely with our social media team on content, you know, building out content. What are we posting, you know, whether it's player content, like, I don't deal with the player content, but more so on the business side of it. And that's where human resources come in, because we have to attract the right talent as well. So being able to not put myself in a box as well. So I love marketing. So I work a lot with our marketing team. So just being able to tap into my creative side as well, and just find out, like, innovative ways, even being in HR, like, how can I still be innovative and come up with, like, new ideas and creative ways to do things.
Yeah, well, that's great. Thank you.
That's fire.
That is all the time we have today for KSBM Radio. Thank you, Jakeim. This has been Oz.
I'm Judge.
KG.
And Red.
Make sure to follow us on our social medias, and until next time.
Don't you ever leave me, and don't you ever go.
We'll never really leave you. We'll be back same time, same place next week.